Just in case you haven't heard the news, my faves are about to set the record straight on the 8th. And I think on the 15th as well. Vodovat shut up and put up. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are going to tell us the real reason why they left the UK. Everyone hold on to your seat. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Alright, so there's that. Oh yes, I'm all ready. This is also posted in my Instagram highlights. Okay, spread the word. I'm declared the 8th and the 15th on December a public holiday. Okay, I just bought my popcorn. I hope you have enough for the 15th as well. I have suspended my diet. I'm going to need comfort food to watch how they treated my faves. Yeah, many of us probably gonna be crying when we watch it. Okay, to all evildoers, floodlights are being shone. What you did in the dark to in your attempt to destroy Harry and Meghan. There is no hiding place. Karma is coming. Can you imagine the same thing that they're doing to Harry and Meghan? It's the same thing, especially Meghan in particular. It's the same thing they did to Diana. And the thing is that the fear that I had for Harry keep going back in the UK. If you go back to some of my old videos, especially around Prince Philip's funeral, I was like, please don't go. I mean, we saw the things that was going on, but my God, it was very scary. Oh yeah, there's that. OMG, it's about to go down. Okay, it will only be a bumpy ride for those who have been telling lies. You know what I'm looking forward to? The time when finally the beautiful Sussexes can live their lives with those beautiful babies in peace, but here in the US, of course. Okay, got my popcorn ready. All right. After that's it. Oh, pretty much that's it. Okay, GNT, that is literally me. I'm so excited. Oh yes, indeed, I'm ready. I can't wait to see them. All right, next one. Okay, there's Dr. Zenier. These Netflix trailers, the British media are going to run their mouth without understanding how those stock images are being used. Don't they know this is a documentary, not a reality show? If I put a comment somewhere where I said they don't like how they gonna tell Netflix to put some sort of disclaimer at the beginning. Now Harry and Meghan are telling their truth, so they don't have control of that at all. You know how they did with The Crown? Okay, this one I can't see it. Okay, what's your point, dumbass? The squad are fighting, their gloves are on. Okay, I can't see this one, so I don't know what this person is saying, but she's responding to her. What's your point, dumbass? Don't bother answering because you are not here in good faith, but to distract. Go find someone else to play your mind games on. Okay, they can't help themselves because whatever the doc actually says, the British media will be proving the point. They will always peddle in the willful ignorance, deliberate misunderstanding, outright lies. Okay, not British here. I understand use of stock images and especially when they are used to manipulate a narrative. All right, they are waiting on the palace to tell them what they should think. That I believe. Yes, I believe. Oh, they know, but confused, misled. The British public is a must. Okay, oh, they know about stock images. This is just excuse for them to tarnish Harry and Meghan. Thankfully, we see through their virtual. There's a video, oh my God, it's probably buried in one of those video tweets that I did. Is that I think something Juno was saying something about Harry when Harry was young, how they will use those images. They will take the image, take the picture, and then do what they need to do.
Yes, he would get absolutely slaughtered in a nightclub, rock out into the street at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Paparazzi would be there, cameras in his face. But you know, what would happen is the newspapers would have those shots from that one episode.
On that moment, and then save it to manipulate it later on.
And they would use them in that week's papers. But then they'd hang on to them and they'd chuck them into the paper a couple of weeks later.
And then they create that narrative of Harry being a bad boy. I hope I found it so I could put that.
3 weeks after that.
So his behaviour is being exaggerated by the way the press.
Precisely. They'd already written the narrative about Harry. He was the wild child, he was off the rails, the complete antithesis of his goody two-shoes brother.
So they know exactly what they're doing. So it's just that now they're upset. I don't know what they're saying because I don't follow them at all. I don't even bother. If the squad don't put screenshot about them, I will not know what they say. I don't even bother. But they know exactly what they're saying, what they're doing. And it's just that they pissed off because now the same tactic that they use on Harry, it is being used against them. This is why they're upset. That's all. Okay. Oh yes, then okay, I just read that. Okay, only facts this time. They won't ever concede. They understand. It's panic for clicks. Kind of prove their point. No one knows the truth. The British media literally prey on them, including during the mourning period of Queen Elizabeth II. I'm glad they're sharing their story. Yeah, oh my God, the nonsense that was going on. You could even see, I think it was CNN who interviewed that young lady who hugged Meghan. People see the nonsense that's going on. They didn't give them a second to breathe, to mourn the Queen. All of us may have our own perspective of the Queen. That's very understandable. Okay, we know the story behind her reign. But for Harry as his grandmother and that aspect, and Meghan who happened to get to know her, you know, at a different level as well, they didn't give this to a little second to mourn her death, but they went at it. Okay, funnily enough, this perfectly illustrates why cutting out the middleman, that is the avaricious press, is the only way to tell the Harry and Meghan story. Exactly. And I can't wait to see the firm crumble. They hide in an ivory tower of elitism and privilege that we know is corrupt, toxic, and destroy its women. It's the emperor new clothes on our TV screen. Now we see them and know what they are. Okay, yeah, or just hilarious. Watch December 8th. Alright, the amount of people who don't understand the concept of stock photos is actually concerning. Alright, they don't care. They are trying to gaslight people into believing that racism and white supremacy are unicorns. yeah, they want to change the narrative, but hey, Harry and I even said it in many other videos, even when what's this guy, Piers Morgan, was telling Meghan to go back to America, and then at the end, before the thing cut off, he said it's a joke. Okay,
you don't have to go back to America, by the way.
She does. She's an American.
You don't have to go back.
She doesn't want to be.
She's married an Englishman.
She doesn't want to be a British public figure in the royal family. Go back to America. It's a joke. It's a joke.
But they're playing with these two people's lives. It's not a joke for them. Because we have some crazy people who will act on their nonsense that they're spewing on national television. It's not a joke for them because this is their lives. They want to live their lives, but for some reason, they can't seem to leave them alone. Harry has been telling them way before Meghan got into the picture. He wants that privacy, the line, the borderline. What he does in public and what he does in private is two separate things, but they don't want to stop. They want to intrude into both of his world.
Chance my arm with a cheeky question. A bit like your mother, you are pursued every minute of every day by lots of people trying to take photographs, videoing, recording what you're saying, pushing. How can you possibly have a private life?
Andrew, to be honest with you, sadly, that line between public and private life is almost non-existent anymore. This is half my official role, but half my private role. This is what I enjoy doing, but the private life has to be private, and I hope people respect that.
He only wants them to be in the public life, but they don't want to accept that. They keep on crossing the line, crossing. Wasn't there a time, you squaddies could correct me on that, where I think at the time either Harry and Meghan were dating or they had already married. I'm not 100% sure. You guys could correct me on that. Where they were living somewhere and they took pictures of their bedroom. That was in the UK. Alright? So they had to move, because now they know their spot and whatever. But this is, completely, it's unhealthy, unethical. Wow. And the as well. What is that? And the as well. What is that? Okay. Katie Price arrived to Crawley Magistrate Court for sentencing. Okay, so these are the thing here. I don't know what's this about. There's that. There's this. Okay. All right, what these images, hackers and their lies. Let me see here. Stack images that they're talking about. Okay, we've been sharing all of this couple times. Okay, this shot by me, the royal editor from the same accredited pool position on my iPhone was taken at Archbishop Tutu's Cape Town residence. There was no intrusion. I was part of the 3-person UK Palace pool. Nobody else was allowed in, and we share the words and photos with the UK media. Okay, there's him again. You know, you could easily take this from the thing. All right, there's him. This could easily be taken from the video that Harry was showing. This photograph used by Netflix and Harry, Meghan to suggest intrusion by the press. Oh, come on. You know exactly what they are talking about. This was a public event. So he's not talking about this. Okay, I need to see the documentary to see what they're talking about. They're trying to reverse switch things around. This is not what Harry... Oh, okay, let's wait for the Netflix video. All right, but let me read this since I have it here. This photograph used by Netflix and Harry and Meghan to suggest intrusion by the press is a complete travesty. It was taken from a credential pool at Archbishop Tutu's residence in Cape Town. Only 3 people. Okay, so that's the same thing. Harry and Meghan agreed the position. I was there. So I'm sure he's how do you call this? Trying to reverse, change the narrative. Harry said it very well. There's a private life and there is private and public. This was definitely a public. You were there, so there's a reason for you to be there. Harry have made it very clear the differentiation between these two. Okay? Private and public.
And new dad, Prince Harry. We've been seeing him out and about since Archie was born. He and Meghan are in the news for a very different reason this week. Aaron, some legal drama here. Break this down for us.
Yeah, so Harry received substantial damages from the news agency Splash after photos that were taken from a low-flying helicopter showed intimate details of their home in Oxfordshire, which is their previous country home before they moved to Windsor.
There's a private life and there is private and public.
So they took them to court and they won. Wow. And so these photos showed inside the living room, dining room, even into the bedroom. So yeah, definitely upsetting for them.
It's really interesting because, you know, they do give the press great photo op moments, and that's sort of their offering, right? Hey, we're here for you, we're here for the public.
Over birthdays and christenings and everything else, we do see them, they do provide those photos, but then they're like, no.
That's kind of the exchange. We give you this, now we get some privacy in these situations.
All right, let's go to the next tweet.